Transform. Transform your state of mind. Enter this mystical world. Transform your state of mind. Transform your state of mind.
Alright, and here we go once again. My name is Triumphant casting the Synergy European League, and this is 4Anchors on the die up against HellRaisers on the Radiant side. Now, just before we kick things off, I did ask a couple of questions for 4Anchors, namely, who are the anchors and who is the sea captain in this relationship? And apparently Matama Man is starting to be a captain of the sea. So he is the sea captain, everybody else is an anchor that he has to carry along. Also, bit of housekeeping, HellRaisers, whose names have not gone through properly for the most part, are playing with one stand-in, just one. Art Style is unable to play. At the last moment, had to back out, so he's been replaced by, I think it is Nexus. Pretty sure he's been replaced by Nexus, although I can't tell. I think that's Nexus there. Anyway, we will have the bands come out here. With HellRaisers banning up Batrider as well as the Nature's Prophet first up. 4Anchors rather, deciding to ban out the Death Prophet first. Will we see Faceless Void slip through here? No, we won't. He will get banned. Everybody hates Faceless Void.
Team pick.
Poor guy. First pick for HellRaisers though. We've still got... still got a few heroes that are quite irritating. Razor's still there. Terrorblade, been getting banned a lot. Parablade's still there. Could see him thrown into the mix. But there's been some pretty safe and solid picking so far tonight. It's just been stuff like Skywrath, Centaur together. Just those easy safe combos, but we'll see what HellRaisers decide to snap up first. And I think it was Anchors last night playing some crazy games, throwing out. I'm pretty sure it was them who were running the Ursa last night as well. So who knows what Anchors are about to bust out. They're willing to try anything. Also, should mention, going into this game, currently the scores In the league, for these two teams, we have Anchors, who are actually replacing Mecha Makers. Obviously, Mecha Makers lost half their players and then disbanded the rest. So Anchors are replacing them. They're playing Dead Man's Boots, so they're keeping the original score, and they're currently sitting on 2 wins, 2 losses. On the other hand, HellRaisers are currently sitting on no wins, 1 loss. This is their second game, looking to notch their first victory for their participation in the Synergy League. Now, Dread is drafting tonight, as Artstyle is missing. Dread will be drafting for HellRaisers tonight, and he is taking his sweet time here with picking up their first hero. So we'll see what they decide to go with. It will be something simple like a Lich. Doesn't really give anything away. It's just a solid support. It's a very defensive support. Doesn't really rotate very well at all. So early pressure can be a problem for Lich to deal with. But he is a lane-dominating support. Not only do you reduce the farm quite heavily for the opponent to try and even just have a chance of getting it, but you also have that nice little experience increase, and you really get a solid hold on the creep equilibrium as well. It's very easy to control where the creep need to be in the lane with Lich in your lane. He's also not half bad at solo offlane, to be honest. So if you really want to, you can play him as sort of that weird core farming supported, but he doesn't excel really well with early items that badly. So, I mean, it's not really a huge worthwhile investment in my opinion. But it will be a Viper first pick. Actually, we've been seeing a bit of Viper first pick tonight. Just that, grab it up first, see what we can do with it. It's just solid all round. Slots are not just about any draft. Just a solid lane dominating hero that you can throw up against the worst of opponents and expect it to do well, if not come out ahead. Although earlier we did see Viper fall apart against the Invoker in the first match between Whips and Awake, which was weird. Viper was dominating, and then Invoker, once he got the Forge Elementals out, just started dominating straight back and got ahead of Viper pretty much on his own, which I honestly expected Viper to do a little bit better than he did. But a second pick, Centaur still, nope, never mind, Centaur taken.
Radiant team
we'll see who decides to run that. Of course, Centaur being a signature hero for Trixie. Huskar! HellRaisers! Raising the bar here for some complete and utter madness. Now, I was mentioning this earlier. I think there is there's some unexplored ground with Huskar, Wisp, Legion Commander, and Huskar. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this hero, I feel. And if anything, also another lane-dominating hero can be very much relied upon to go up against the worst of opponents and come out on top, if not just completely ruin their farm, because he's just spitting fire everywhere. Those burning spears are ridiculous to deal with. And this could be a Viper versus Huskar mid, which I don't think I've seen that before. We will have Trent... we will have the Rizzlerack... Bleh. The Rizrak. We will have the Timbersaw getting banned there.
Team ban.
And that's a pretty solid counter ban because Huskar does not like pure damage. In fact, that really sucks. I wonder if we might even see Bane get taken off the board as well. Bane is really solid against Huskar. You've got the Nightmare to just control him. It's really irritating. And the pure damage from Brain Sap, as well as Fiend's Grip. The disable Huskar freaking hates it. He leaps in and then immediately gets disabled. And the pure damage, they just play stacks on with the pure damage and he gets wrecked. So, if 4Anchors are looking for support, Bane is a very solid one against Huskar. A solid ban though, counter ban though, with the Timbersaw getting taken out of the mix. But we'll see what they have planned here. And Trixie is playing on 4Anchors. Cal there. I think that's actually Trixie's first name. This guy here, Cal, that's Trixie. I'm 99.9% sure that is Trixie. Following up, the Ancient Apparition pick. It's a nice way to help deal with Huskar. Obviously, the Ice Blast doesn't really do much damage-wise, but just getting Huskar down low, and then just helps get him over the edge and just finish him off with the snap, basically, where he insta-dies the Shatter, finishes him off, because he does like to play it very close to the chest there when he goes in.
5 seconds remaining.
But I'm wondering what else I honestly think that Wisp is a solid pick with Huskar, but we'll see what they go for. Wisp is just like so frustrating. Then again, they do have the Ancient Apparition, so they can't really rely on the heals. And I'm wondering if we'll see a mech Huskar, because he can dish out the damage pretty easily on his own. He doesn't really need that. And just, if he's getting the early farm, it means he can grab the mech. And he doesn't really use his mana for a whole lot either, because obviously he's got the heal, and then he uses Inner Vitality once in the fight, and then that's that. It's done. But they will grab a Batten. Oh, HellRaisers. Playing it with a bit of a weird pocket strike here, so we'll go with a Huskar, a Batten. Those two synergize nicely together. I don't know if they'll lane together necessarily. I feel like Huskar is still a solid answer to throw down the solo mid against the Viper. But we'll see what they have in mind. They will also ban out the Tidehunter.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, Tidehunter being banned out by 4Anchors. Right now, I'm feeling that
5
HellRaisers, they've got
seconds
their supports likely locked in. They're probably looking for some kind of offlane and some kind of core hero, because I think the Huskar's mid, but it could go either way. They could actually safe lane the Huskar, or even offensively tri lane. It's also possible. I mean, this could be an Abaddon, Huskar, and Lich tri lane working together to try and screw over the enemy team. Not only is it hard to farm, but you're always constantly losing those creep with Lich sacrificing and just spreading that experience around his teammates as well. It does help. It will help. If they do decide to do that, it will help slightly mitigate the effect of a tri-lane, which is to basically screw over your level gain. So I think that's a possibility. So HellRaisers playing with a weird draft, which is kind of hard to predict and play against. But then again, it could be safe lane Huskar, and then they're looking for a mid and an off lane, or it could be a mid Huskar, and they're looking for some other kind of role. Or it could even be, you know what, let's play a core Abaddon. Not necessarily a carry, but they just farm him as an early core, just to get him that early mech, or whatever item that he's going after there. Just to try and make him more useful in the fights. I'm just wondering if we might see some kind of early pusher as well, just to try and knock down towers as well. Because nobody really wants to fight against Huskar early. Lich, these ults is quite painful early on. Abaddon can keep everybody up and running the fights, but they are going to grab a lone druid.
Radiant team pick.
No super synergy here. Now, we did see a Mask of Madness lone druid, not on the druid obviously, but on the bear, using that new mana pool on the bear. And the bear, it built into a battle bear, it was Mask of Madness into a Maelstrom, and the bear just ran around chewing down towers, just wrecking them, demolishing them. They had no chance to survive at all. And it looks like it might actually be... Oh, that's a tough one actually. I mean, if it's solo mid Viper, you really don't want to put the Ember Spirit against that, because it kind of sucks for him. It's difficult for him to farm against that effectively. Obviously, the Viper can slow him down the whole time, can punish him pretty heavily with the auto attacks.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't think they'll try and put him mid against that. That could actually just be a safe lane Ember Spirit.
5 seconds remaining.
But on the other hand, Anchors could be doing anything in the draft. Lone Druid can jungle, he can offlane, he can mid. It could be just about anything. And if that could be a pretty decent answer to Huskar, actually. If you just have him mid, Lone Druid mid against him. Lone Druid can CS from relative safety, and the bear could chase Huskar around and cause all sorts of havoc for him. So, Lone Druid's one of those ball busters in a one-on-one. Like Huskar, Lone Druid, Viper, they're all really strong in the one-on-one scenario. So we'll see what they've got planned here. Wisp will be banned out. Oh, that's an interesting choice. You're banning out Wisp because they could do some really funny stuff. You tether the bear, overcharge it, and then give it Mask of Madness. Just have it just demolish towers really quickly. I think there's... If anybody was watching Reddit, you might have seen the crazy buff stacking on the Necro Book Warrior. It's kind of like that, except obviously you use a bear, and it doesn't quite produce the same what the hell results, but it's still pretty effective. Stacking those buffs on the bear and watching him just demolish towers. And we did have the final ban on 4Anchors as the Brewmaster, but the final pick here, Necrophos. Ooh. So likely Lich support, Abaddon support, Huskar, Necrophos. I think it might be an offensive offlane Huskar, solo safe lane Ember Spirit, Lich and Abaddon with the Huskar, and then, or it could be dual lanes even as well. And Necrophos mid. An Ember Spirit in the safe lane. Ooh, this is weird. This is a weird as hell draft. We'll see though. I do like the fact that they picked up Lion. 4Anchors pick up Lion. This will give them some fighting power in the early engagements, because Ancient Apparition kind of sucks. Viper doesn't want to move around. Centaur needs to farm for his blink, and Lone Druid is Lone Druid, so obviously he's not roaming about. Lion, if HellRaisers play fast and loose and try and cause some early ganks, Lion can be there to stop it, of course. He is really useful early on. The Hex, the stun, obviously Finger of Death on anybody but Huskar is quite useful as well. Look at the Necrophos. This is going to lead to some pretty funny insta-give moments, because we're probably going to see a 1-2 combo where Huskar ults and then Necrophos ults, and somebody just sits in the corner and cries, basically, as they get blown up by those two ultimates. It's actually a really frustrating pick-off mechanic, but let's call out the players here. So, I actually have no idea who's who on HellRaisers. They're not tagged up properly, but we'll have Dread on the Huskar, somebody on Uranium playing the Necrophos, whoever the hell that is, Practice playing Lich, Dubas on the Abaddon, and I can't pronounce that, on the Ember Spirit. playing for 4Anchors on the Dire side. One moment. Fix the stream. There we go. Playing for 4Anchors on the Dire side, we have Jirax playing the Lion, Matumba Man, the Sea Captain on Lone Druid, Boogie playing Ancient Apparition, Trixie on the Centaur. Yes, that is Trixie, I'm pretty sure. 99.9% sure that's Trixie. And Valix playing the Viper. Now, it will be a Lone Druid mid, so they have rotated Lone Druid mid. They've decided to put him there, and it will be matching up against
30 seconds to
Ember
battle.
Spirit. Alright then. Meanwhile, it's dual lanes. Dual lanes are the order of the day. For HellRaisers, it will be dual laning with Lich and the Huskar in the top lane, and bottom lane will be the Wow, that's some serious healing power there. Necrophos and Abaddon together. And for all the healing they've got, this will be, I guess, somewhat frustrating if they get hit by Ice Blast. So, Boogie's going to have to be on point with those Ice Blasts tonight.
The battle begins.
See the bounty rune snagged up there. HellRaisers finding both runes. Invisibility bottom. Probably nothing going to come out of that. Nobody can really abuse that with any great deal of ease. Ember Spirit, though, beginning with a poor man shield, which he is going to need. He's... Oh, man. Lone Druid. That's a ballbuster of a hero to play against a one-on-one. He dominates 1v1s quite often. And with... Oh, didn't quite succeed with the creep there. And the range creep... Well, at least the range creep will die first. Some small consolation there. But the Spirit Bear does open up with an Oov. So they're going to put that to work, and that's going to be pretty annoying for Ember Spirit to have to deal with. But we'll see how that plays out for them. At the very least, though, there is no easy... Well, there's pretty much no way until the roots come out for Lone Druid to deal and get rid of the Flame Guard. So that's nice there, in that sense. Although, on the other hand, Double-Edged Sword, it doesn't actually block any damage, apart from a bit from the Oov. But he can use that to help him CS, or even just harass heavily, as the courier is coming out with some extra tangos here. I think Ember Spirit's realized, holy crap, I'm going to need some more help here. He's taking a lot of harassment damage, and look at this, Matumba Man going in deep here. Just says, yeah, I can harass the crap out of you. What are you going to do about it? Fight me and my bear. It's like playing against two heroes in the lane, essentially. They're both just always right-clicking you all at once, without having to lose the experience gain. So you see Huskar tossing some spears on top of Viper, who has not leveled anything. Interesting. Okay. That's an odd decision, but oh well. Top rune getting dewarded there. Oh, sorry, no, top ward. Getting dewarded there. Top rune, what the hell. Dire Vision at top rune. Not bottom though, they've just got a scouting / blocking ward down here. Looking for rotations. So it looks like Necrophos going for the carry, but the regular old carry build where he goes for Death Pulse as well as Sadist. Now stun out on Dread. Dread now in a bit of trouble. Poison attack has been skilled. They're getting the slow in here. Chilling Touch as well on Dread. Dread in a lot of trouble here. Gonna try and deny himself with the creep. Not gonna happen. First blood goes to Boogie. As Lich backed off here. And he wasn't there to help. Not that he could do anything. He backed off to sacrifice a creep, just making sure the solo experience was gained, and most importantly, to not share it with his opponents. So, a good idea from him there. Unfortunately, not that he could have done anything in that fight anyway, because he doesn't have his slow. He does now, though. He's got his Frost Blast. Thanks to that bounty rune. Meanwhile, bottom was a haste. And here's Dubar's coming speeding out. Just going to deal a bit of harassment, most likely. Trixie has gone a 1-1-1 build. And Dubar's actually has to be careful. If he got stomped there, that could have actually dealt quite a bit of damage if he double-edged right after that. But Centaur open with just a stout shield, no boots, so he's going to be a long way off, really, on his tranquil boots. This is going to be quite irritating for him. No levels in Heartstopper Aura, so Centaur doesn't have to worry about that harassment just yet, but he is going to find it difficult to come in and farm. So if he comes to the last hit, it's quite easy for Uranium just to walk forward and Death Pulse him.
Close, but not quite.
Dread, though, has opened up with the boots. Starting to run low. He went for one... Interesting, he went for one level of Vitality. It's not great low level. It's really pretty lackluster, but we'll see how that works out for him. I mean, they are up against a relatively difficult lane. It's 3v2, so it's not great for him, as Valix now sacrifices some of his life just to maintain creep equilibrium. He's going to then probably let it go in a second. He's falling really low. He's got to be careful here. If Lich was up here, they could have actually gone for a kill, but Lich has gone back. He's blocking and sacrificing. As we see the stun come out again, Dren in some trouble here, throws the Inner Vitality, doesn't really do anything though, and now the Hex comes out on Lich. Can they get a double kill here? Teleport rotation from Abaddon, as Lich actually gets stuck in the trees there for a second, but looks at things. I'm not sure what he was doing, just danced back and forth. Meanwhile, mid lane, one more hit. Oh, the Oov! No, he's bottling up. He'll be fine. Juking back forth, straight to Matumba Man. Throws out the chains. A kill's going to come through here. The tower helps finish him off, and Matumba Man 1v1 lands the kill here, and Trixie might actually regret this, although he could turn and do some decent damage. He's got to be careful. A level 2 double edge does quite a bit to himself, and with no boots, Ember Spirit can't land the kill here. Boots just being purchased up. Meanwhile, it's gone for a full-on tri-lane. I thought this would start as a tri-lane, to be honest. But in the end, they opted just for some soul levels, and this has cost them two deaths on Dread, as Boogie now going toe-to-toe with Lich. Lich, though, has got his boots, but he's getting stunned. Cold Feet not proccing, doesn't matter. The right clicks with Chilling Touch will finish him off. And HellRaisers, I like the idea, I like the draft. It's cute, it's tricky, but I think they're misplaying. Saving grace, so Ember Spirit taking that solo kill mid was really good. It cost Lone Druid apparently it cost Lone Druid his second bear too.